Hello YouTube, my name is Chadwick Benz with Healer Transport, and this is actually this is my first video, and the reason I think that I'm starting this channel is a lot of my friends and family have kind of wanted to track and see, where I've been, what I'm doing, what's going on with the business since I started it. And I've been a little hesitant. I'm kind of a YouTube junkie. I love watching the videos out there, but I've been a little hesitant on, I guess, starting my own channel. But after meeting a lot of drivers out here on the road, and sharing information with them, I've decided that maybe I should do this, and not only will my friends and family be able to kind of track and see where I'm going and kind of what's going on, but maybe I could share some useful information with other people that will help them improve their business and maybe not make some of the silly mistakes that I've made. And so I'm kind of going out on a limb here. I've never really kind of been put in this position, so to be on the spotlight, but I'm gonna give it a shot. We'll see. I understand that there's gonna be some followers out there, there's gonna be some haters out there, and the haters are just gonna hate no matter what you do. It doesn't matter. So but if I can help somebody learn from my mistakes, then it's made the video all worthwhile. So we'll see how it goes. I don't have any subscribers yet, but maybe we'll get some. And you, as you subscribe, if there's things that areas that you would like me to talk about, share my experiences, I'll be happy to do that. So again, I want to, if you're new to my channel, then I want to welcome you, and hopefully we can bring some good content to you. Maybe we can all learn something. Maybe I'll learn something from you as a subscriber. So we'll do some more videos in the future, and I'm sure as we progress down the road of doing more and more videos, I'll get better and better at being in front of the camera and talking about subjects. So anyway, I want to welcome you all to my channel, and like I said, we'll do another video in the future. But today I kind of wanted to talk about the industry as a whole. For new people starting their business in hot shotting. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is maintenance on your truck. Preparing and preparing things. Preparing financially for those services, and also keeping records of what you've done, and knowing what needs to be done. In the past, I took for granted that when I took my truck in to be serviced, that these guys are the professionals and they should know, what needs to be done. And I didn't really follow up with that. And in the end, it's really kind of bit me in the behind. So and what I mean by that is just to kind of share a story with you. I have a 2018 Dodge Ram 5500, and back in October of last year, I had taken it in to be serviced, and apparently there is a crankcase filter that should have been changed, and it wasn't. Kind of fast forward, and again, I didn't know that it had a crankcase filter. I didn't know anything about that. I wasn't keeping an eye on the scheduled maintenance that's in your owner's manual. I was keeping sort of keeping track or keeping my receipts. I would put them in my trip envelopes, but I wasn't keeping a close eye as I should have on the scheduled maintenance. And so we'll fast forward to April of this year, 2019. I had picked up a load on April 8th in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, hauling 2 military Humvees to Fort Bliss, Texas. And on Wednesday, April 10th, I got up that morning. And Monday, when I picked it up, I had ran fine all day. Tuesday, I had ran fine all day. Wednesday, I picked up I got up Wednesday morning about 3 o'clock in the morning, did my pre-trip, my walk around, and went up to the fuel island, got fuel, no issues, got out on the interstate, and about the time I got up to full speed, out of the corner of my eye and my side mirror, I noticed a fair amount of smoke coming, or what appeared to be smoke, coming out from underneath my truck and trailer. And so I immediately pulled over and investigated it, and found that the smoke was actually all coming out of the exhaust. And so I didn't feel comfortable really at 3 o'clock in the morning being on the side of the interstate. So I got back in, and I took the next exit, which was only a quarter mile down the road. There was a Pilot truck stop there. I pulled in there, parked, shut everything down, and looked for the nearest dealership. Luckily for me, the nearest dealership was only 8 miles down the road. I checked while the truck was cooling down. I checked all the fluids again just to verify that everything, nothing from the time that I had started when I did my pre-trip until up to that moment, I had, the oil level was still good, brake fluid was still good, coolant was still good, all that, all of my fluids were still, and they were great. Everything was right where it should have been. And so I waited for the dealership to open, let them know that I was coming, and I took it down there to them. From the time that I left the Pilot truck stop until I drove down to the dealership, a lot of the oil had apparently out of the motor or engine had. By the time I got to the dealership, it was completely out, and I'm not really sure what happened or why that happened. They did a diagnostic on it, and come to find out that there was a crankcase filter, which again I didn't even know that my truck had. There was a crankcase filter that should have been serviced at 67,500 miles. At that moment, I had 128,000 and some change on my truck. And but they diagnosed that the crankcase filter had not been changed when it should have, and ultimately blew apart and sent plastic pieces through the turbo, and from the turbo then went down into the engine. Once the turbo was taken out, it apparently sucked all the oil out of the engine and blew it out, and so resulting in complete engine failure. Did the diagnostic, submitted everything to warranty, and warranty obviously refused to cover that because it was not a mechanical failure, but a technician failure, or a failure to change a filter. And so, basically the moral of the story of this video is just, I want to share with people my experience, what happened to me, and now I'm having to fight with the dealership over getting the truck repaired, which they're not wanting to do. It's vital that we, as the drivers and owners of the company, really pay close attention to your maintenance. And again, that is something that, I don't come from a family of truck drivers. Nobody else in my family has done this, and so I don't really have, none of my friends have ever done this. So this is all kind of brand new to me, and I've started back in October of 2017, and I've been going ever since. And I've had a lot of ups and a lot of downs. I've had a lot of bad decisions that I made, but those decisions were based off of, you know, what the information I had at that time. And like I said, we've had ups and downs. I've learned from a lot of those things. But the point I really want to drive home is that, you know, as drivers and as owners of small business, you really need to pay attention to your maintenance and look in that owner's manual. It tells you when that scheduled maintenance needs to be done. Okay, it tells you what needs to be done at what mileage. And for us, it's always going to be mileage. It's not going to be time, because we put a lot of miles on these trucks. So it's always going to be mileage based. But make sure that when you take it in for service, that you know and understand what needs to be done. And at the end of the day, when the technicians are done with it, or that dealership's done servicing it, if you're not doing it yourself, then check that list and make sure that they did everything that they were supposed to. And I would even suggest, and this is something that I learned, but I would even suggest coming up with a binder. You know, before I kept all of my receipts. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you know, before I kept all of my receipts, the originals in trip envelopes. Here's the trip envelope that I use. You know, I would keep my original receipts in the trip envelope, and that way I had records for tax purposes. But I would even go a step farther, and that's what I'm going to do. Take a step further and photocopy that receipt, and put that photocopy in this binder. Okay, that way you got that way you got two copies. You got one that you keep in your trip envelope, one that you keep in this binder, and keep this binder with you everywhere you go. And that way, if you experience a problem out on the road like I did, you know without a shadow of a doubt what has been done to that truck from the day that you got it up until now. Here's everything that's been done, and that's my suggestion. So again, we're gonna, you know, if you have any questions, leave your questions down below, or comments. I welcome everything, you know, anything and everything, even the haters. You know, we'll maybe there's something I can learn from you guys, and hopefully from today's video that you can learn something from me. And maintenance, it's vital that we stay on top of that, and that you know what's been done and what needs to be done, and when it needs to be done. So, and this, I can't stress that enough. So anyway, I want to say God bless all of you. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Be safe out on the roads when you're traveling. This is a holiday weekend, so you know, I know there's a lot of people out gonna have a good time. You know, we want people to have a good time, but we want you to, you know, just travel safely, be smart about things. So this is Healer Transport signing off, and hope you have a wonderful and blessed day.